Hi, Narelle from simplystampingwithnarelle.com, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to make a card from the Colour Me Happy project kit. This project kit is designed to be used with the Stampin Blends, and it all comes in a bundle with this wonderful stamp set, Colour Me Happy stamp set, available in wood and clear mount. And we're just going to be using the flower stamp out of this stamp set today to make this card. But this kit comes with 4 gorgeous cards, 4 of each design, with a full colour glossy brochure with full instructions, including the extra supplies needed, the coordinating colours, stamp pads, and also in various other languages, and full colour pictures. So it's a very good kit, beautiful cards and well put together. So 4 wonderful designs, all very different, all using different stamps from that stamp set. And some helpful images as well for some of the more tricky parts of putting these cards together, but none of them are tricky, they're all very easy. So let's get this pack open and see what's inside. It's all shrink wrapped, so you won't lose any parts of the kit, and once you open it, it's easy to identify all the different individual parts that you need for each of the cards. Now there's different sizes of cards in this pack. There's some full 6x4 inch cards and some smaller ones as well. And I love that the bases and the cards are all patterned, so it adds for a little bit more variety. And you get all the embellishments as well that you need in the kit. The only thing you really need to add is the stamp set, but you can purchase it as a bundle with the kit and save 10% when you do that. And the other thing is just the inks that you need and the adhesives. So all the envelopes matching the cards are in the kit, and they've got a gorgeous gold foil around them. They're already assembled and scored, you just need to fold. Some of them are even lined, they're just absolutely beautiful. So they're the envelopes, and then you've got all the different components. You've got some gold foil circles, different sizes of white cardstock for stamping on the various cards. You have die cut tags and different embellishments, all very easy to identify what goes with each card. And then these are the card bases. So 4 of the pink, they're a smaller card, 4 of the pool party as well, and then more tags for another card. And this is the card base we need for the card that I'm highlighting today. It's a beautiful, beautiful, rich dark colour. More tags with that gold foil on it again, just beautiful. And then some more pattern tags for a later card. And this bit of cardboard that you get that backs it all is excellent for other 3D projects and off the page things. So this is a card that we're going to be doing today. It's a beautiful floral card, just using the one stamp for the flowers and then the sentiment. So the instructions are pretty easy. It's the first card in the list called So Happy For You. And you just read through the instructions step by step. I suggest reading all the instructions before you start, so then you don't have any surprises as you go along and you are prepared for every step along the way. So now I'm just getting all the bits and pieces that I need for this card, identifying all those pieces and pulling them out of the pack. So I've got the shaped white pieces. These are the pieces that we'll be stamping on. Then you've got the tags. Again, just a sentiment goes on those. And they're die cut, so they just pop out easily from the sheet. I'm just checking there's nothing else that I need that I may have forgotten. Double checking the photos just for visual reference. I find it easier to identify visually sometimes than reading the instructions. So there's those gorgeous card bases and the matching envelopes. So 4 of each design. Great value, this card kit. Excellent value. So these are the pieces that you'll need to be stamping the flowers on. So what I'm going to do is just grab a card base pre-scored. I just need to fold it and then burnish the fold to make it a crisp fold so the card lays flat. Just going to use my bone folder for that. And then I'm just going to refer back to the picture to make sure I put this piece on the correct way on the card, making sure that the little bit of the top corner has the white card on it, and that the bottom right corner is just a flat angle. Grabbing the flower stamp set out and mounting that. Then I'm going to stamp the flowers randomly on that piece of white using Memento black ink. That's the best ink to use for Stampin' Blends because the ink from the alcohol from the pens won't make the ink on the stamp bleed. So you just randomly stamp these flowers on this piece of cardstock. Make sure some come off the edge of the cardstock as well. It just adds a little bit of depth and variety to the piece. Now, when I do cards like this in a kit, I like to do all pieces at once. So I went ahead and just stamped all the other 3 remaining pieces as well. I just find it easier that way rather than create a full card and then come back and do each element again. I just do it all at once. Makes it a lot quicker and easier. Okay, now once they're all stamped, we are going to colour them with our Stampin' Blends using the pink Pirouette Dark and the pink Pirouette Light. Now the Stampin' Blends pens alcohol-based markers, they have 2 ends. One is a fine tip end and one is a thick tip end. So one's like a brush and one's like a pen nib, I guess you would describe it as. They're identified by the different grey lines on the cover. The thick grey line is for the paintbrush type end, and the thin grey line is for the pen nib end. Now the lids might be hard to come off. That's great because it means that they are sealing well and they won't dry out because they're exposed to the air. Make sure when you're putting the lids back on that you do hear a click, and that means that the lid is back on properly and you have an airtight seal on your pen. Now to colour these flowers, you just start with the centres and do your dark colour. Very fine little strokes, hardly touching the paper. You don't need a lot of pressure. Then come in with a light pen and blend that dark shade out. It's best to work on 1 petal at a time because with alcohol, once it's exposed to the air, it will start to evaporate. So to avoid your ink drying on your petal and therefore making it harder to blend, you just do 1 petal at a time. So while the ink is still wet, you're going to be blending it out with the lighter shade. It just makes for a smoother blending and you don't get that line between the colours. So you don't get like a definite line where the dark ends and the light starts. So I just went around and did each petal individually. You can come back once it's dry to redo the petals again if you want to add more depth and more colour, which is what I tend to do. I tend to do a first colour run, so go through and do a layer of each colour, and then I sit back and look at it and go, no, I want that darker, or I want a more predominant difference between my light and dark, I want more shading. So I'll come back in a second, sometimes even a third or fourth time, just to get a bit more colour and a bit more depth in the image. When you do that, you do need to be careful that you don't put too much ink down at once because you can cause the ink of the stamp to bleed out of the design. And if you do that, you need to stop, let it dry, and then come back in and go back over it again if you want a darker shade. Now the little edges of these flowers, I just used the fine end of the dark pink Pirouette and coloured them in. Then I went back in to the centres again and I wanted more depth, more colour variance. So just using the fine nib, went back in and added a little bit more of the dark pink Pirouette to the centre of the flowers. And that's how I did all the flowers on each of those elements. And you'll find the more you do it, the quicker you become, the easier it is, and it's very, very relaxing. So just go through and colour all those flowers now that same way. So here they all are coloured, I should say, ready to go on a card. So I just grab a card base line it up with my grid paper. I use my grid paper a lot because it helps me keep things straight and get things lined up. So because this card has the gold stripe at an angle, it's very hard to know where to place that if you don't measure out where that white piece ends. So here I am measuring the bottom left corner of the card so I know where it is on the grid paper. Then I'm going to measure the bottom and the top where that white piece of cardstock that we've coloured ends on the card. So when I come to put the gold tape on, I'll know exactly what the angle is on the card and where it needs to end on each edge. So the tape is double-sided, not double-sided, sorry, it's got sticky on the back, a bit like a double-sided tape except the top isn't sticky. So you just peel off the backing, and it is very light and fine once you do that. Then I just make sure my card is lined up again using the marks that I made earlier, and just stick the tape down on the top edge and run it down to the mark I have on the bottom. And then I know that it should be, fingers crossed, perfectly aligned with the piece of cardstock that I coloured. And just to make sure, I pop that on, sit it there, make sure I can see enough of the gold foil strip when it's glued in position, and yes I can. So now I'm going to glue that piece into place, and you'll notice here the bleeding on the back of the white cardstock. That is from the alcohol pens, so always make sure that you have something on your work surface to protect it. You don't want the colour from the pens going through to your desktop and ruining it, or to something else you may be colouring on at the time. So always make sure you have a scrap piece of paper or our grid paper to work on to protect your work surface or anything you have on it. So using the Tombow liquid glue, I love this glue. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room. So you can put an item on, if it's not quite straight, you have time to rearrange it without creating a big mess or ripping anything when you have to tear it off. So once that's on, happy with it, just push it down into place, make sure that it's not going to move anywhere. Now I just trimmed off the excess gold. I don't try and, when I'm putting the tape on, put it accurately on the edge and line it up and make sure it's the right angle. I just go back in later and cut off the excess. It's so much easier and quicker to do it that way. Okay, so now we need to add the sentiment. So in the pack you will have the die cuts already on a sheet. You just got to pop them out. And I'm going to be using the So Happy For You sentiment from the from the stamp set. And I stamped that in the Memento black ink as well. Whenever I stamp a sentiment, I always like to make sure before I stamp it onto the project that I have the stamp around the right way and that it's stamping correctly and it's straight. So here you'll see me doing a test stamp using the grid paper to line up the block. I don't try and line up the stamp, I line up the block. So if the block is straight along those grid lines, that will tell me whether my stamp is straight or not. But here it is, the start of it, the so, was up a little bit high. I needed to bring that down again. So I'll do another test stamp, making sure my block is parallel with the grids. Happy with that, where it's placed. So now when I put my tag down to stamp, I'll make sure that it is lined up against a grid line and it's straight. And then I'll line the block up against the grid line to make sure it's straight. And then fingers crossed, it should all come together and work nicely. And there we have perfectly stamped sentiment. Before I put this on the card, you should just really let it dry a little bit because the ink does take a little while to dry. So I'm just playing around with the placement, making sure I like where it's going to sit. Again with the Tombow glue, you could use dimensionals on this sentiment, but sometimes I just like a really flat card and doesn't really need to have anything raised because it's a beautiful card. And the flowers anyway coloured with the Stampin' Blends are really the feature of this card, so you don't want to detract from that really. Okay, so once I'm happy with the sentiment, being careful not to smudge the ink, I'm going to put the little pink sequins on. Alright, you'll see me wiping off something there. I must have had ink or glue or something on my hands, and it's left a mark on the card there. But because we have the sequins, that's going to be easy to cover up. So just grab a few sequins out. And when you're putting something like this on, always do odd numbers. So when you're putting rhinestones on or any sort of embellishment like sequins, do odd numbers because it's much more pleasing to the eye. Right, just going to grab my fine tip glue pen here and my tweezers and put these sequins on. Now with a fine tip glue pen, you must make sure that the lid is not left open for very long because it will go hard in that little spike and you won't be able to use it anymore. Right, so the first sequence I'm going to put on, I'm going to cover up that dirty mark where I left some glue or some ink residue. Tweezers are a must for working with sequins like this. So you just put the fine tip glue pen, a little bit of glue on, then drop a sequin on it, press it into place, or even just pop it on top and leave it and it will eventually set. So here I've just sped up doing these sequins because you don't want to sit there forever seeing the same thing. And I've just counted how many I have. I had an even number, so just add another one. So there it is, the card finished. Really easy, gorgeous card. So I hope you enjoyed that.